Hello, welcome back to I Create For You. Today we're going to do story number 2 in the Lighthouse Ghosts and Legends book by Nina Kostopoulos. That was a tough one. Okay. And today's story is called A Light Too Late in Coming. And this is a picture of Cape Neddick Nubble Light, York Beach, Maine. A light coming too late in coming. A light too late in coming. Cape Neddick Nubble Light, York Beach, Maine. The legend of the ghost ship Isidore has been told and retold for more than a century along the blustery coast of Maine, where the rocky, treacherous cliffs off Island Cape Neddick Nubble has sealed the doom of many a sailor. Here, jagged outcroppings known as the Bald Head Cliffs stretch northward into the icy waters, creating perilous conditions. In 1837, Captain Joseph Smith petitioned for lighthouses on York River and Cape Neddick Nubble. Monies were allocated for a small lighthouse at York Ledge, but the cape remained dark, and schooners continued to be lost against the treacherous Bald Head Cliffs. When another petition was introduced in 1852, Congress allocated $5,000 for a beacon, but after an inspection of the area, the project floundered. Then, in 1874, Congress appropriated $15,000 for a lighthouse. On July 1st, 1879, the Cape Neddick Nubble beacon was finally lit, 88 feet above the water. Unfortunately, the light had come too late for many a fearless seafarer, particularly 36-year-old Captain Leander Foss and his crew aboard the Isidore. The ship set sail November 30th, 1842, from Kennebunkport Harbor, despite the strong misgivings of its crew. 2 nights before the Isidore's departure, Thomas King, a young seaman who had received a month's wages in advance for his anticipated tenure, had a nightmare. He dreamt of turbulent waters, the ship wrecked amid a swirling storm, and all aboard doomed. Shaken, King relayed his premonition to the Captain Foss, whose scorn turned into suspicion when King requested to be relieved of his duties. Unwilling to give up the young seaman or the wages already paid to him, the captain would not let King out of his contract. Dispirited, King weighed his options, but couldn't reconcile himself to the journey. In the end, whatever the consequences, he refused the captain's order. Instead of boarding the ship with the other crew members, King hid in the nearby woods. An angry Captain Foss ordered the crew to search the port and surrounding areas for King. Despite a burning snowstorm that threatened their departure, the men searched relentlessly until evening but found no trace of their missing crewmen. Finally, on that fateful Thanksgiving night, the Isidore set sail without Thomas King. Unbeknownst to King, another crewman had dreamt of the ship's demise as well. In his dream, the crewman had seen 7 coffins, including his own, washed up on Maine's shoreline. Like King, he had told others of his dream, but no one had taken his apprehension to heart. He set sail along with the others. 19-year-old William Thompson was also aboard the Isidore that day. It was to be his first journey at sea, and he was filled with nervous excitement. His mother, who had adamantly opposed the life that her husband had urged their son into, was filled with a nameless dread. She had wanted William to be a farmer, safe and sound on dry land. Aside even from the warnings and premonitions of Thomas King, there was something ominous about the ship's departure that November day. The snowstorm had ushered in violent winds and visibility was poor. Crew members and their families, who had gathered along the wharf to see them off, were equally concerned that the day was unfit for sailing. It was later rumored that, even as the ship drifted out to sea, the men on board could hear the wails of their wives and mothers out on the wharf. Those watching and weeping on the wharf were eventually blinded by the snow, and the ship was lost from sight. Not long after, the dreaded news arrived from Algonquin that Isidore had wrecked in the Bald Head Cliffs north of Cape Neddick Nubble. Already the lifeless bodies and splintery remains of the ship had begun to wash ashore. All were lost. Captain Leander Foss, the young crewman who had dreamt of the 7 coffins, and William Thompson. The sole survivor was Thomas King, who narrowly escaped death in the snowy woods of Kennebunkport, Maine harbor. Ever since the Isidore was lost in the jagged rocks of Bald Head Cliffs, locals, particularly fishermen, and those standing watching at the Cape Nubble light, have reported seeing the shadowy likeness of a ship sailing up and down the coast. One fisherman claimed to see men on board the ship. They stared straight ahead as they passed from view, diligently working their stations through their clothes dripped with water. The Isidore and its crew are still believed to haunt the waters off the northern coast of Maine. Most often, sightings occur when the Cape Neddick Nubble light now stands. If only it had been standing that November night so many years ago. From US 1 in York, take Route 1A. At York Beach, turn right on Nubble Road. Follow Nubble Road to Nubble Point near Long Sands Beach. Though the lighthouse and grounds are not open to the public, parking is free at Solar Park, which offers an excellent view. For further information, contact Friends of Nubble Light, 186 York Street, York, Maine, 03909. Lighthouse cruises are available through Finest Kind Scenic Cruises. Cruises are available May 1st through mid-October. The Nubble Lighthouse Cruise offers a leisurely ride with scenic views of York's elegant homes and rocky coastline. At 14 miles round trip, it is Finest Kind's longest cruise. And then they give information to contact for the cruise. Okay. Wow. That's a horrible thought, knowing that your loved ones are going on treacherous waters, not knowing if they'll come back, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then when you have a stubborn captain who doesn't believe his crewmen or take the weather seriously enough, and to have 2 of his crewmen have the same type of dreams that led to the demise of Isidore, you think he would have just said, let's just wait one more day, just in case. But nope. That's what money, greed, and power take hold, and that's when things happen you don't really want to happen. Okay, I'm going to try to sketch the Isidore and its ghostly crew. Hopefully it'll look okay, and it'll look something like what they had. There's no pictures, so all they have is pictures of lighthouses in this book, but this sketch is going to be portraying those lives lost and the ghosts that still haunt the harbor. So I'm going to try to do the best that I can. Like I always say, I'm not ever claiming to be a perfect artist, but you know, we all give it a go, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Let's see what we can come up with. Try to do the side of the boat here. Hopefully I'm not drawing too light. Let's see. I should draw the bottom coming up to the back here. Yeah, okay. And we'll do a railing right here. That's a ship railing here. Make this just a little bit thicker. All right, There's a little railing up here. And then the rest of the boat up here. And let's see. I'll work on doing a little bit of the paneling that goes alongside the boat here. And then there's usually like below deck areas where the crewmen stay. So we'll give them some windows to look out of and see that rough surf. And I'll go through here. Let's see here. And I'll just keep making some wood plankage here. And we'll do some railing here, some little dugouts here. And I'll go around them a little bit here. Oops, got a little too close there. And we'll continue with the wood. And do one more. Okay, that completes that. Now I'm going to work on, you know what? I'm going to make it so it's spooky looking. Just a little bit. I always use my finger. I should use a blendy tool, but this is so much quicker. And the water. Okay. Now let's see. We're going to do some masts. Having a little trouble there. Okay, here's a piece of rope. And I'll make a mast pole going out here. And I will have this. There we go. There's another line there. That's going to hold this mast up. And we're going to make it a little tattered and torn. Make it a little spooky. Okay, we'll make some holes in it. Alrighty. And we're going to have a pole that's going to end up being up here. It would help if I put you in this frame here. And we're going to do this. And this is going to be whatever their flag was. I have no idea, but I'll just whatever their flag was. A little torn and tattered, and I'm going to make another mast up here with another torn sail. Weather really got to these guys out there. Tattered and torn, okay? And since that pole's coming down here, I'm going to make one more coming down off of here a little bit, and we shall have a very torn. Okay, that's another one that got torn up. Okay, so we got the mast going there. Oh man, and let's see here. They always have like 3 3 in a row where these guys are hanging. So I'm going to do another one here. I'm going to erase that. I just want to get these on here. Okay, let me erase those in the middle there. All right. Okay, now. And there's going to be one in the back here. Okay, and we'll do, let's see, I'll just do it like this so you can see it's there. Let me erase some of this in here so I can make a mess in there. Okay, now we got that in there, and we'll do one down here, not too far down. Okay, yeah. And I'll erase some of this in here. This wouldn't be on the tatteredness. Okay, so we got all that down. Now we need some figures up on the board, up on the ship. Some shaded figures. So I'll make some people up here. We'll make some people up here. Some ghostly figures. One back here, maybe. He's lower here. And we'll make one up here. Just maybe that's the captain. Give him a bigger hat. Okay, there's some guys on the ship. These are, I don't know what, but I'm just going to put something in there. Okay, now, it's supposed to be, you'll see what I'm doing once I'm done here. Giving this a little bit of a edge to it. Like I say, I gotta do what I can to make it look creepy. Creepy and worn and tattered from the storms it's been facing, or the storm it faced, the first and last. I actually don't know if that was the first time that ship had ever gone out. I don't know. I don't remember it saying in the book if this was their first voyage or not, but that would be really a sad turn of events if it was their one and only journey. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that they should have waited a day? Of course. Should have listened. The captain should have listened to his crewmen. I think so. I think he should. If he just would have gave it one more day, I mean, that might have been a lot better. I don't fault the one crewman for not making it on board and not having to go with them and his life as well. I wonder how the town looked upon him, if they thought he could have did something more to help, or they were glad that he heeded his dream and was able to get out and away and not have to be a part of the I can't even think of the words. Not be a part of the catastrophe that happened. I wonder how many of the crewmen were actual. I know they said one was he was the 19-year-old. This was his first time on a ship. But I wonder with the other crew members if they had ever been on a ship before, or if this was their demise, if this was their first also, and they didn't know if it would be superstitious enough to not get on board when there was two people who had dreams of it being a sunken ship with bodies. I'm guessing that's an okay picture. I'll zoom out now that I've been going all over the place with the paper. But here we have, I'll lift it up. This is the ship with the crewmen on board. And the messy mess, if you can see that. I'm trying to look through my camera. I have like a grip thing on top of my camera, so I have very little vision of what I'm seeing and what you're seeing, so you just gotta bear with me. But yeah, that's the ghost ship illustration I've come up with. Oh, I hope you liked the story today. I'll try to get one. The weekend's coming up, so I'm usually few and far between on weekends. So if I do not get one out this weekend, I will see all of you guys on Monday with another one until I can get into traveling and getting to the ones in Ghost Stories of Berks County. PA stories and get to some of those locations. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, please. Comment if you have any other ideas. Look at my messy fingers. If you have any ideas that you'd like me to, stories or books that you'd like me to read and portray on paper the best that I can, and share, please. I don't know what happened. I was at 54. I got all excited, and then I looked a few hours later and was down to 52. I have no idea what I did to scare those people off, but I hope more people come on in and enjoy what we're doing, and I can get to 100 by the end of June. That's my goal. I don't know if I'll get there, but I'm hoping to get to 100 by the end of June. Maybe I'll do some kind of giveaway. What I'll do is I will give away one of the ghost story books that I have. And we can go from there, because by then I should have at least one book done. I already have one book. I have a Haunted Pets book. So that one I could send to someone. But that will be my giveaway. And all you have to do is help me get to 100 subscribers. Once I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to have you guys comment, like, and subscribe to my channel in order to be eligible for that book. It's going to be the Haunted Pets book that I was working in before. I don't have it handy to show, but I do have videos on every story that was in that book. No, wait, maybe I found it. Oh, bear with me a second. Here it is. This is the Haunted Pets book. Sorry about the ring light. The Haunted Pets book. I will send that out to someone. And once I reach 100 subscribers, and then all you'll have to do when I put up a video that I've made 100 subscribers, I will have you comment on that video, subscribe, be subscribed, and like that video. And then I will have you get in contact with me. I will have my email linked in that video for you to contact me, and then this is the winner, and I will be able to get your address and mail it off. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. Let's get to that 100 before the end of June. Thank you again. See you in the next one.